glaube, ich mache mal hier gleich weiter und gucke, ob es da weitergeht oder ob ich das jetzt nochmal neu machen muss. Und verschiebe das Punktesammeln auf danach.
I see.
Ja, das hatten wir ja schon.
I am now aware
Ja, du musst
of
jetzt nicht
everyone's
nochmal alles erzählen.
Raising these
Na,
questions merely serves to
weiter.
illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony
Stück A.
cannot be
Fortsetzung geht aber
salvaged
nicht.
by the harmony.
Fortsetzung,
The true
Fortsetzung,
foundation
Fortsetzung.
for a sweet dream. I know the
Fortsetzung.
suffering of being tormented. The turmoil of losing your
Wenn
way.
wir das nochmal anhören.
How sorrow.
Sorry,
and even
Leute.
despair set
hält
in
noch mal
when
seinen
matters don't
Monolog.
work out. All of this causes me unending pain. Because this is not what happiness is at all. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but in definitive terms, a way of survival that belongs to everyone.
So what is your definition of living a happy life?
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion, a cage known as self-worth. People lured in by this illusion make mistakes, yet still ask that external influences bear the burden. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form
Hätte ich
a
das
prison,
gewusst, da hätte ich
a
dann
place
gestern doch noch zu
dictated
Ende
only by the
gespielt.
rule of survival
Warum
of
muss
the
ich mir das
fittest.
jetzt wieder antun?
Nature is always accompanied by
Bisschen
predation
forschen.
and sacrifice.
Ja genau, überspring das. Ja. So, okay, dann brauche ich mir das nicht nochmal. Genau, und er hatte jetzt gesagt, ja, bla bla bla, wir müssen da rein und
I'm not
folge mir.
entirely sure, but
Ich folge.
let's give it a try.
Misha.
Wait, you managed to choose the right door on your first try?
Ja, der kennt sich halt aus. Ich guck mal, ob ich noch irgendwo ein Vögelchen finde. Oh, ein blauer Schmetterling. Butterfly, Mamacita Butterfly. Oder was sie da labert, die Seele immer, wenn sie ihren Ultimate...
Weird. This place is quite different from the hotel.
Mhm.
But I feel like I've been
Oh, ist
here
eine Pupille
before
wie ein
and
Schlüsselloch.
even lived here for a while.
Und wie kommt das?
If I remember
Der hat wahrscheinlich
correctly,
mal durch ein
there
Schlüsselloch
should
gespannt
be a fireplace
und
down
hat dahinter
that
einer den
hallway.
Flammenwerfer angemacht, dann hat
Claudia
sich
and
das
I used to sit by
eingebrannt.
the fire.
Und nun ist er für alle
listening
zu
to the
erkennen
crackling
als
of
der
firewood.
Oberspanner, der durch Schlüssellöcher guckt.
And the room on the other side was the toy room.
Muss ich mal drauf ansprechen.
I loved
Misha,
spreading out
warum
all the
musst du
toys
Pupillen
from
die
the box
Schlüssellocher?
on the floor and making up stories for each of them. Hold
Das
on.
ist ihm dann bestimmt total
This
peinlich.
doesn't make sense. Didn't I grow up in Dreamflux Reef? So, what is this place?
Ja,
This
das
could
musst
be
du
a
auch wissen. Du
case of
kennst dich aus.
amnesia. But don't worry, Misha. It's common for
Was für eine
everyone to
Ameise?
forget certain aspects of the past. Those memories haven't vanished. They're just lying in the depths of your mind.
Ameisen.
We can
Nur die Wörter
surely
ein
get
bisschen
them back.
durcheinander gewürfelt.
Since this place seems familiar to you, why don't we explore a few more rooms and see if you can recall anything more?
Yeah, then let's check out the rooms I just mentioned. Tick-tock.
Tick-tack.
Important.
Tick-tack.
Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Ein Tick-Tack hat nur 2 Kalorien. Oder wie war das? Mann, ich bin so werbeindoktriniert.
I
Schrecklich.
heard some noises from the room. Origami bird?
3 Teufel.
That's a friend of mine.
You and
Wind,
Origami
Regen,
Bird are friends?
Sonne.
Yeah.
Die Frisur hält. Bei jedem
It's a
Wetter.
member of the Compass crew.
Nicht
Just
sauber,
like Clocky
sondern
and Miss Mirror.
rein,
And
Clementine.
there's more than just one origami bird. They are a big family with lots of brothers and sisters.
Da weiß man,
who look
was
the
man
same.
hat. Guten Abend.
They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on the ship. They're the best sailors.
Sailors? Can origami birds be sailors?
Could you tell
Meister
us more
Popper
about
putzt so
the
sauber,
compass
dass
station?
man sich drin spiegeln kann. Meister
The
Popper.
Compass is a ship bound for the new world. Clocky and his
Yes,
partners
yes,
travel
yes,
through
yes.
layers of fog to the depths of the sea. Whenever there is danger, Clocky will use a compass and guide the ship in the right direction.
That's a great story.
In
But
jedem
in the
siebten
Penny
Ei.
cartoon, Clocky and his partners have always lived in Dreamville and never ventured out, right?
Huh?
Ah, hier war die
Oh.
Story? Echt? Die interessiert euch noch?
does seem to be the case. Weird. I clearly remember Clocky
Warum
arrived
ist so
in the
lang
new world in the
gezogen?
end.
So viel Text.
Perhaps Clocky has a hidden
Man muss ja
past.
alles lesen. Ist ja nicht in Deutsch, ist ja in Englisch.
So,
Man kann es in
where
Englisch
has
hören, aber das
Clocky gone?
ist auch anstrengender als die
Did he
Muttersprache.
leave to protect Dreamville?
Oder lesen. Das ist auch anstrengend. Hier ist ein Origami-Vogel, den ich für dich gebastelt habe. Oh ja, schau. Aber nicht zum Einsammeln. Er wird dich beschützen. Wenn du das ist.
Just like they did with Clocky.
Glocki. Tick-Tack, Tick-Tack. Das ist noch ein Origami-Vogel. Genau wie bei Glocki. Der Tisch schwebt. Irgendwie bilde ich mir ein. Ich habe irgendwie ein bisschen zwitschern gehört. Noch ein Origami-Vogel. Untersuchen. Dies ist eine Tür. Sie kann momentan nicht geöffnet werden. Hier war ich da auch schon. Da war doch auch nichts.
Mikhail, that's the name. Now we all know him as the watchmaker. So, who is he talking to? Do you know anything about it, Misha?
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the watchmaker. But, Mikhail.
Anything special about that name?
Mikhail is Grandpa's name.
Grandpa? Do you mean you're the watchmaker's grandson?
But we haven't heard anything about the watchmaker having descendants. And the name Mikhail is not rare. Perhaps it's merely a coincidence. Could you tell us more about your grandpa, Mikhail?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He was always on the sea and had lots of friends who accompanied him on his travels. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. He believed he was still young. The name Mikhail was given to him by his parents, Mihaly and Elise, both renowned seafarers. every time he came back, he'd share his logbook with me and tell me about his adventures at sea. I want to become a great adventurer, just like him.
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do with the watchmaker. So, perhaps it's just a coincidence? So, where is your grandpa now?
He went off on a new journey, and it's been quite a while since I last saw him. I think I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead.
Du musst auf dich aufpassen. Ne, hier geht's nur wieder. Ach, jetzt darf ich da raus. Jetzt muss ich da raus. Ich konnte nichts einsammeln, nix.
Look, there it is!
Hier war ich da auch schon mal.
The water resembles a precious jewel, embedded in the dreams of all seafarers. Every time I gaze at the shimmering lights beneath the waves, it feels as though I'm back in this place, standing by your side.
Have you recalled anything, Misha?
Yeah, I saw these sentences in Grandpa's logbook. He used to say that despite the perils of the sea, whenever he stood on the deck in the afternoon, overlooking the sparkling waves, he would think of this fountain in front of his house. He often said that those moments felt like returning to his family's side, and the difficulties at sea didn't seem quite as challenging.
You know, I quite understand such sentiments.
Der hat doch schön graue Haare.
I'm not an elder. I was just being a bit sentimental.
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their soul. Even though the other side of the sea remains shrouded in the unknown, the fountain in front of his house serves as a compass, leading him back to his cherished ones.
Yeah, while Grandpa was at home, we would stand by the fountain and place the compass, a toy boat that I made, into the pool. Back then, I would ask him when I could go on adventures like him, and he would always laugh and say I was still too young.
It seems this Mikhail is truly a seafarer and has nothing to do with the watchmaker.
Yeah, based on Misha's recollections, the scenes in the dream bubble appear to be his childhood memories.
But this raises more questions. According to Misha, he was clearly born on an oceanic planet and led an ordinary life, with no connection to Penacony at all. Could this be some sort of metaphor? Perhaps the sea refers to the memory zone.
I'm sorry. I don't know, but my memories keep pouring out uncontrollably, like water flowing from a fountain. Perhaps I'll remember more things if we go further. I wish to share your burden.
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No, we should turn left here.
dir doch mal helfen.
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
Kannst du mich mitnehmen?
This is it. I remember this corridor. I want to go too.
Ich möchte auch gehen. Warte mal, nachher gibt's deinen Schatz. Da gibt's nichts. Kannst du mich mitnehmen?
Up ahead is Grandpa's study.
Kommst du zurück?
It was in that
Ja,
room
geh nicht.
that I
Komm zurück.
saw him the last time.
Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack.
The atmosphere in this room feels totally different.
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky, you're here! Yeah. This is the room where we first met each other.
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he placed a logbook on the bookshelf in his room. They contain records of his expeditions to every corner of the world. He described our world as a fountain. At some point, the sea started to gradually swallow up the land where people lived. To ensure that everyone had land to settle on, he had to continue exploring the sea and search for the source of the rising seawater. On that day, he called me to his study, telling me that he was embarking on another journey. However, I could sense the gravity in his expression. It was the same look I had seen on my father's face before his final voyage. I asked him if I could go with him, but he said that my adventure lay elsewhere and told me to stay home and patiently await a certain sound at the door.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky, an ocean of stars. He spoke of a train that transports children with a desire to venture far away, traversing the sea of stars without ever stopping. He said that he knew the crew on the train, and that he had asked them to take me along. He said the journey I had always dreamed of would start there.
A train? Could it be?
It's the Astral Express.
The Astral Express.
I remember now. Grandpa's friends are a group of nameless who came to this world to resolve a disaster caused by a
Ein
star.
Namenloser.
Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. It was his
Gibt's jetzt
cherished
für immer
treasure,
Flockys Pizza?
appearing in every one of his adventure tales. He explained that difficult times were ahead, but assured me that the watch would guide me. He said, as long as I kept moving forward, I'd eventually reach my desired destination. And then, it was as if I heard the distant sound of a train whistle, echoing throughout the room.
Exactly, Misha! And then we followed that whistle, didn't we?
Yeah. I think I can still find the way we took back then.
Wir sind wieder auf Kurs. Segeln wir weiter. Das Meer kann uns nicht aufhalten. Der Nebel hat sich gelichtet. Wir erreichen unser Ziel. Wir haben gemeinsam unzählige Herausforderungen gemeistert. Endlich haben wir die neue Welt gefunden.
This is the dream jigsaw, right? So we're supposed to find the exit. But where can we find the last piece?
Do you remember? You said you obtained a mysterious shard when you stumbled into this place.
Hey, the shape seems to match. So this shard is also connected to Misha?
Looks like we're just one step from revealing the truth. Let's get to the other side and investigate.
This is it. This is my room of clocks. While I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage, Walter gave me this workshop, and it became my secret base. Here, I learned how to repair clockwork and gears out of my fondness of precision mechanics. In my dreams, I was the captain of the compass, embarking on adventures with my companions, Clocky and Miss Mirror, in search of the new world. I was born and raised here.
So, this building in the dream bubble is your childhood home?
Yes, but not exactly. To be more precise, this dream bubble itself is my home.
Looks like you've remembered everything now.
Wait. Why does it feel like everyone else knows something I don't?
Marge, do you remember when she mentioned a clocky that only she could see?
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But we all saw him in Dreamflux Reef, right? And Mr. Yang even greeted him.
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a childlike spirit.
The answer lies in the Astral Express. Her experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this clocky.
Weil es keine
And when we were in
Astral-Express
Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some
Typen sind.
reason,
Keine
nobody
Namenlose.
outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hidden message left by someone for the nameless.
von den
But
Namenlosen
Misha
für die
can see
Namenlosen.
Clocky too, right? They even grew up together. But Misha hasn't started the way of the Trailblaze yet.
That's
Doch
the
der
key to
Enkel.
the mystery, March. Now take a moment to recall.
Vielleicht ist ja auch ein
Have you ever
Namenloser.
seen anyone outside of the crew interact with Misha?
Wait. No way!
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is the place where I was born. And I'm a dweller in this dream. Just like a memory zone meme. I should have stayed here and waited for you.
Mr. Schlüssellochpupille.
When reality and memories merged, I unconsciously pushed open that door and left the bubble with Clocky.
So it's not that the watchmaker's dream bubble is empty, but rather the stuff inside ran away? And the whistle you heard was the sound of the express arriving at Penacony?
That's one way to see it, but I believe there's a longer story behind all this. It's best for Misha himself to explain all the details. How about we start with your name? Now, should we call you Misha, or...
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. Now, please allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system, adopted by seafarers Mikhail and Char. They gave me a treasure, a name that carried their hopes. Mikhail Char Legwork, or simply Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name, the Watchmaker.
Ah, er ist jetzt auf einmal der Watchmaker. So.
You're the watchmaker himself?
Unfortunately,
Ich denke, das war dein Opa.
that legendary figure is no more. I am only a reflection of his life.
Aha.
As for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. A friend of Clonky, a young apprentice, and a future mechanic on the Express. And this also marks the beginning of his journey, devoted to the Trailblaze.
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame, which I so cherished, in my deepest dreams, hoping to pass it on to the nameless of future generations. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
Because he was born with a desire to trailblaze, wasn't he? I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in her dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. Perhaps that's what every nameless has to go through. But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. I believe my hound has mentioned the Stellaron and my wealth. If I may apologize, the Stellaron part is real. As for my wealth, however, it's nothing more than a baseless rumor. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I traveled to various planets until finally reaching Asdana, where my friends and I built the original Penacony and fought for its future ever since. I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my path. But ultimately, my journey reached its end, and I left behind no possessions worth entrusting. So, if you ask what's left within this